Here's the truth no one wants to talk about. Most older women don't make it long past 80. Not because of bad luck, but because of habits, mindsets, and little choices we don't think twice about. But what if I told you living to 100 isn't just possible, it's within your reach? Stick with me until the end, and I'll share 5 pieces of wisdom that changed everything for me. Oh, and before we begin, if you're a woman over 60, I want to know in the comments what you think the secret to longevity is. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more savvy senior stories. Part 1. The Truth After 80. Let me tell you something that took me decades to fully understand. Turning 80 isn't what people think it is. It doesn't come with a party or a parade. No, it often comes quietly, like a slow sunset. You wake up one day, and you realize you're living in a world that has started moving faster than you. The truth is, after 80, many older women don't just die, they begin fading long before that. I started seeing it in my circle. Friends I used to go walking with stopped showing up. Some said they had a sore hip. Others just didn't feel up to it. A few months passed, and suddenly I was reading their names in the local paper. Gone, just like that. But what struck me most wasn't the passing itself. It was the pattern. It was how they went. Not in car accidents. Not even in some dramatic health crisis. No, they went after months or sometimes years of slowly giving up. They stopped moving. They stopped engaging. They stopped living with intention. And society doesn't help. At a certain age, we become invisible. People talk to us like we're fragile. We're told to take it easy or just rest as if our bodies are broken glass. But I've learned something powerful. It's not the number that takes us out, it's the loss of momentum. You can be 82 with fire in your belly and a twinkle in your eye, or 72 and already fading into silence. So many women think, I've made it to 80, I'll just coast now. But darling, the moment you stop steering the ship, life takes over. And not in a good way. You have to fight for your health, for your joy, for your presence in this world. And that's why I'm here, to give you 5 pieces of wisdom, earned the hard way, that helped me stay fully alive, not just breathing. Because getting older is inevitable, but fading away, that's a choice. Pot of Food Part 2. Wisdom number 1, eat with purpose. Now I know what you're thinking. She's going to talk about salads and calorie counting. No, ma'am. That's for 40-year-olds trying to fit into jeans they wore in high school. I'm talking about nourishment. Deep, soul-level nourishment. The kind that keeps your cells singing and your joints from squeaking. When I was 76, I was diagnosed with borderline osteoporosis. The doctor handed me a prescription and told me to be careful. You know what I did instead? I went to my grandmother's old recipe box. Bone broth, sardines, cooked greens with lemon and olive oil, steel-cut oats soaked overnight, liver once a week, real butter, real salt. I stopped eating frozen dinners. No more eating standing up. No more toast and tea as a meal. I started cooking again, but not like I used to, rushing to feed a family. I made it ceremonial, music playing in the kitchen, an apron around my waist, sitting down to eat at a real table, even if it was just me. You see, food after 80 isn't just about vitamins. It's about ritual. It's about honoring the body that's carried you through decades of heartbreak, laughter, and growth. When you eat with purpose, your body feels seen. Your digestion improves. Your brain functions better. And you feel alive. I didn't need a pill. I needed minerals. I needed to chew slowly. I needed to respect my meals again. It's not about eating less. It's about eating with intention. Make your meals beautiful. Eat your colors. Sip hot tea from a cup you love. Bless your food, if that's your thing. Because after 80, food isn't just fuel. It's medicine. And honey, you deserve a daily dose. Woman Walking Part 3. Wisdom number 2, keep moving or you'll freeze. There's a saying I heard once, motion is lotion. And I'll tell you, whoever came up with that must have had a pair of aging knees. I used to think slowing down was natural, that after 80, you're supposed to sit more, rest more, let the young ones handle things. But do you know what happened when I started resting more? My legs stiffened. My back ached. I couldn't get off the floor after dropping a sock. I wasn't sick, I was stagnant. Movement is not optional. It is survival. Every day now, without fail, I move. And no, I don't mean CrossFit or Pilates. Although, if that's your thing, go ahead, tiger. I mean, stretching my arms over my head each morning, marching in place while the kettle whistles, rolling my ankles before bed. I walk outside, even when it's cold, even when my bones say nah, because here's the secret. The more you move, the more you can move. The less you move, the faster you become furniture. And the thing is, movement doesn't just help the body, it transforms the mind. When I walk, I feel clearer, more grounded. My mood lifts, my worries shrink. I once met a woman who was 102, still lived on her own, still watered her plants, and danced every Sunday to old jazz records. I asked her what her secret was. She said, never stop moving, even when no one's watching. So that's what I do. Some days I waltz around my living room in socks. Other days I just swing my arms and hum. But I move. Every single day. Because stillness, when you're older, isn't peace. It's decay dressed up in soft slippers. And I plan to live past 100 with hips that still sway and feet that still know their way around a dance floor, even if it's just my kitchen tile. Part 4. Wisdom number 3. Speak life or silence will swallow you. Let me tell you what scared me more than death after turning 80. Silence. Not the peaceful kind. Not birds chirping or quiet mornings with coffee. No, I'm talking about the silence that creeps in when you realize no one's called you in 3 days. When the only voice in your house is the one narrating your thoughts. You see, after a certain age, people stop expecting you to talk. They don't ask your opinion at family dinners. They assume you're out of touch. And worse, sometimes you start believing it too. I used to sit quietly and let the world move around me. I told myself, you've had your time. Let them shine. But do you know what that did? It dulled me. It drained me. It made me feel like a shadow of who I once was. Until one day, I snapped out of it. I was sitting at my granddaughter's graduation. Everyone was chatting about college and careers and the future of the world. I stayed quiet until she turned to me and said, Grandma, what would you do if you were 21 again? That question lit a fire in me. I told her everything. My dreams, my regrets, the time I almost moved to Italy but stayed for love, the way I used to dance barefoot in the kitchen at midnight. And she listened, eyes wide, heart open. That's when I realized something powerful. Older women still have so much to say. And more importantly, people need to hear it. Your voice doesn't expire when you retire. Your wisdom doesn't vanish when your hair turns silver. Call a friend. Start a journal. Join a group. Comment on videos. Write a letter to someone you love. Tell your stories, even if your voice shakes. Because silence may feel safe, but a voice unused is a soul slowly forgotten. And darling, you have way too much life left in you for that. Brain Part 5. Wisdom number 4. Train your mind like a muscle. Here's something no one warned me about. Forgetfulness isn't the scary part. It's when your curiosity starts to fade. That's when you know you're in trouble. There was a time I stopped reading books. I stopped asking questions. I didn't even bother learning how to use that new TV remote, just waited for someone to come help. And slowly, I could feel it. My sharpness slipping, my ideas getting foggy. I thought, well, that's just age. But then I met Ruth. She was 90, played chess online, wrote poetry, did puzzles every night with her cat, sitting on her lap like a queen. And when I asked her how she kept her mind so fresh, she smiled and said, I treat my brain like a garden. If I don't plant new seeds every day, weeds grow instead. That stuck with me. So I started small. I began learning Spanish on an app. Just 10 minutes a day. Then I picked up a book of riddles. Started watching documentaries. Even tried Sudoku, though I still think it's a trick game. The point is, I started feeding my brain again. And like a muscle, it responded. My memory got better. I felt more alert. Conversations got easier. Even my mood improved. You don't need to be Einstein, but you do need to stay interested, curious, awake. So learn something new. Play games. Ask, why again? Like you did when you were a kid. Because the moment your mind stops growing, your world starts shrinking. And at our age, darling, we've earned the right to live big. Red Heart, Part 6. Wisdom number 5. Love is still on the menu. Let's get real, sweetheart. Somewhere along the way, someone told us that love was only for the young. That after 80, we're done with romance, with passion, with connection. Well, I'm here to tell you that's nonsense. At 83, I fell in love. Not with a man, not even with a pet. I fell in love with myself. And it was the most radical, healing, life-giving thing I'd ever done. I started treating myself the way I used to treat others. I lit candles when I took a bath. I looked in the mirror and stopped saying, ugh, and started saying, thank you. I bought myself flowers. I danced in my living room. I forgave myself. And wouldn't you know it, when I started loving myself, the whole world softened. I made new friends. I reconnected with old ones. I even got asked out by a gentleman at the library who complimented my laugh. Because love isn't about dating. It's about aliveness. You're not too old to flirt, to feel seen, to wear lipstick that makes you grin. You're not too old to hold hands, to feel butterflies, to feel adored, especially by yourself. So whatever form it takes, friendship, romance, joy, don't shut your heart. Don't buy the lie that love expires. You've still got chapters left to write. And darling, I promise you, the heart doesn't wrinkle. So, let me ask you this. Are you ready to live, not just exist, beyond 80? The path to 100 isn't paved with magic pills. It's built on choices, purposeful meals, movement, connection, curiosity, and love. If you found wisdom in this video, please give it a like and share it with another woman who deserves to live well. And if you want weekly advice, tips, and stories just for women like us, join my newsletter, The Savvy Senior. The link is in the description. I'm rooting for you, dear. Stay curious. Stay moving.